Okay, gonna keep this short and sweet. Well, not so sweet. Saints decided to trade Chauncey Gardner Johnson, their starting slot corner and occasional safety, arguably the heart of that defense. One of the major drivers of the culture and energy the defense is fed off of, and a top level player at his position, meaning slot corner, for fifth and a sixth round pick while giving away a seventh. So, in food terms, they traded a full on entree for a fucking bag of Cheetos. Take the potential impact to the locker room out, take the leadership and energy component out, take the fact that the fan base absolutely loves this player, and yes, that actually does matter, out. Take his high level play out, take his playmaking. And this guy was a playmaker. Out. Take all those things out. The compensation alone makes this a terrible fucking trade. Period. You swapped a high level player for a fifth round pick who you could have just let play and would probably have gotten better compensation next year in the compensatory pick than what you got for trading him, and you traded him to a team in your conference that has kicked your ass the last several times you've played, is going to be one of the teams that's going to be a threat to you on whether or not you make the playoffs this year. And if you make the playoffs, is a threat to you in the playoffs if they make it. There is no element of this trade that is smart. There is no element of this trade that is well thought out. And there is no element of this trade that makes sense from a asset management or football sense. This is well, we were going to let him walk, so we might as well get something, and we took the only thing that anybody said yes to, and ignoring all the other factors move. This is how you play yourself. Are the Saints screwed without him? No. Do they have no players who can fill his position? No. Are they in a spot where it is impossible to have high-level play in the slot without Ceedy Duce on the roster? No. Is it still a bad trade? Yes. Is it still a move that could potentially alter that locker room and create some, let's just call them bad vibes? Absolutely. Was he a threat to the current locker room? No. Period. Unless you have a report which you can put names to of players in that locker room who had problems with him, then any conversation about, oh, well, he was a locker room threat, or comparisons to Junior Galette, really just says you don't like black people who have energy. Because that's really the only comparison between him and Junior Galette. They're black, and they bring a lot of energy. There's pretty much no other comparisons between them. Completely different people, completely different personalities, completely different positions, completely different situations. And yes, I have seen people make some of those dumbass comparisons. So, that's where we're at. Don't like the trade, can't stand it. And beyond just the didn't really want to see him get traded, doesn't make a huge amount of sense at this point, the compensation is terrible. Okay, if you had gotten a second or a third for him, okay. Even a fourth, maybe you could argue a fourth, is at least as valuable as this last year of him plus the compensatory pick that will likely come. But a fifth? And then a sixth, seventh swap? Yeah, that's just bad asset management. Period. Terrible trade. Don't like it. Not good. We'll see how the season goes, but this comment is not dependent on the season. Like, it's just flat out a bad fucking trade. The end. Get ready for Falcons Hate Week, folks.